good people? We're back on here on the Untitled Cast. I'm John Sanchez. We got my boy Shiloh back on the cast this week.
Yes. Good morning.
We got a lot of stuff going on, man. This is going to be a big week, Shiloh. How you feeling about it?
It's Coachella week. It's Chella week.
Week.
Yeah. That's what we've been waiting for. Yeah, it's gonna be a great week, man. Kind of looking into it. We've been prepping,
Preparation.
Yeah, physically, mentally. We've been
financially.
We don't need to talk about that. But yeah, no, but physically, yeah, we've been hitting the gym every single day. Me especially, been improving and kind of pushing my max this week, man. I mean, we saw it with the video, but
no, the video's not out yet. The video is coming. Yes. The video is coming. Yeah, the video is coming. I gotta put my edits on it and do it justice. But let's just say.
Let's just say, everyone, I did hit my PR, but
it came at a cost.
It came at a humongous cost.
Let's talk about that situation. So, once they see the video, like they'll get the gist of it. Mm-hmm. You know, I might even be able to upload it on here. I might just be able to put it on the podcast. Maybe the people put it on the podcast to see it. Please. So let me pull it up. We're gonna run a play-by-play on it.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at this and we're gonna see what happened here. And I'm gonna get it on the podcast. I'm gonna find a way to make it happen on the video. But
yeah, man, it was doing that 3 plates in a 25. That's the 365. Correct?
Yep, that's 365.
Yeah. I mean, I was going beast mode. I hit the first rep here. Let's go.
So here we are, right here. That first rep, money, clean. Yeah. And then right here,
stuck.
The reach. I gotta ask, what was the reach?
You know what? At that point, I really felt like my left side of my body went for the bail. But my right side just wanted to stay true, you know.
Stay true.
Halfway.
That grip on the right side is tucked in, locked.
That's the death grip right there, you know.
But here's the thing: is like I went over with you, so I can't sit here and be faulty because I went over with you on how to fail.
You are.
I went over on how to fail with you, and you were like, "All right, cool." So did it not compete with you, like to just let it roll back because you?
I mean, to be honest, brother, no, it did not.
Because we went over like. So when I was like, if you watch a video and you see how I'm looking at it, like I'm just like, really?
Yeah. It was that prototypical. I got it, but don't got it. But
what was the reach though? Like I really got to ask, like, what were you hoping for?
The first thing that came to my mind was really like Jesus take the wheel.
Jesus,
because really, I couldn't hold it no more. But yeah, that was one of our funny moments. But in all seriousness, every single day we've been putting in the work, eating healthy, leading up to Coachella. This is my personal first Coachella, so kind of looking at it and the lineup especially, I'm really excited, man. This is going to be a very diverse but a very fun week.
Oh yeah, no, you're talking about the this whole week is just I'm already in like my prep for bodybuilding coming up soon. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's just been dialed in for Coachella, just trying to get right, put work in, doing freaking Stairmaster for 30 minutes in the morning or some form of cardio. Getting my workouts on, like you said, staying in tune with the diet, eating well. I just actually did my check-in at the mat last night. We're doing pretty well. I got kind of bothered a little bit because my weight hasn't dropped down too much, but appearance-wise and like how my body feels, like good spot. So we're going good into it, man. We're going good into it. Let's talk like you said 4 days this week, right? Yes. 4 days consistent. Yep. 9 o'clock in the morning, getting it in,
man. Like I said, I've been tired. I've been putting in the work, overtime at work. But I know a lot of people out there can relate to that. You know, you get up, you have a hectic life ahead of you. Tough work schedule, but you do it anyways, you know, and that's that mindset we have, and I just call it an IE mindset, you know. I'm IE everything, and I will always push for that, you know.
The alpha dog mindset.
Yes, indeed. since my nice little clothing brand finally, I just launched that, so
dogs.
The alpha dogs only. It's that mindset, but this is how we were bred out here.
Yeah.
So
it's funny you bring that up too. Cause I look at it. Actually, this has been a weird week for me training wise schedule. Because like I have my whole schedule set, bro. I've had like I want to say like 4 or 5 of my clients have like canceled, like all throughout the week. So like it's not. I'm not gonna say it's a good thing or a bad thing, but just like man, like coming in here and you're ready to train, and then people don't show up. It's like, all right, cool. Let me get ready for Coachella. So it's been like I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to just going out and enjoying it and having a good weekend. But is there any challenges this week, Shiloh? Obviously, we hit the 365. That was part of it. But what about work, man, or anything like personal, professional? How are we feeling there?
Yeah, brother, man. Working at a hospital, especially a county hospital like I do, doing security, you just see a lot, and it's a more mental than physical. Because you see the good in the world, but also the very bad, and you're there to help people, and sometimes people don't want the help. So it's that constant mental struggle, along and even a spiritual struggle to me too. So it's that constant back and forth. But since I'm so aligned with God, and I'm so like foundationally strong to where persevering and helping inspire others in my workplace, that's what's helping me not only get through, but I just love it, bro. Where
you don't lose your mind.
Yes, sir. I wake up every day just like, let's get this. This is Cello week.
It is Cello week.
When it's Cello week, all hands are off the deck.
I feel that. That's been the vibe.
There we go. So real quick, we're just gonna just go into just in regards to Coachella. We're gonna hit up for you personally, John. Is there one artist that needs, and this is all caps, needs to have a fire set?
I think there's the easy like I'll say I have 2 answers because there's the easy answer, and then there's like the like all right like who do I want to see like to make like that like I want to see that one I hope is really good. So I think the easy answer is obviously picking Swedish House Mafia, just because it's Swedish House Mafia, Coachella. I think they're going on tour now, but like they never like do performances together, or they never do anything together. So just like I'm cool with the festival, but like to make that festival like worth it, also like if I can have a freaking fire set from Swedish House Mafia, that would be it right there. And then I'm gonna say probably it's where it's at. I'll say the one I'm really hoping that's pretty good, that like I want to be sneaky good. I gotta say Big Sean. I gotta say Big Sean.
Big Sean.
Yeah,
okay.
Just because it's Coachella. I'm gonna stick with Big Sean. I'll go to 21 Savage, but no, I'll stick with Big Sean.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'll say
that's my boy 21.
Yeah, no, I think 21 would be good, but like Big Sean, like I've been a Big Sean fan forever.
Since day one.
Yeah, since when did he come out with My Last? That's what it was. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
I think I was like a freshman in high school, and then it was Marvin Chardonnay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like ever since I think Finally Famous. There we go.
Finally famous.
Yeah.
2013, 2014.
Yeah. So I've been freaking Dark Sky Paradise when that shit dropped. Oof, that shit was nice, but yeah, Big Sean, like a big Sean fan, and so this is seeing what he does, man. Like seeing if he brings anyone out, seeing just what songs he decides to go with, because dude has so many songs he can go off of. So hopefully, like that's gonna be my one where I'm hoping like it's just a fire set.
There we go, brother.
Yeah, what about you? How we feeling? What
like
do we need to see?
Whew. I need to have a fire set. You know me, man. Kendrick Lamar is my goat.
Kendrick Lamar. Okay, I think I know we're going towards.
Yes, indeed. So he has a young man out there, a family member, the young king that I like to call him, but I need Baby King to have an absolute fire set.
I feel that.
My hope and my prayer is that he brings Kendrick out. That's one thing I hope for. But man, I just truly believe that I say now, Baby Keem is going to be one of the most diverse artists we really have in this game. Because on his last album, he came out and produced pretty much half the album himself on a Kanye vibe. So just to see him live, just to see, Do-Rag Activity, to see all these different songs that we really like, to see that live, that is the one guy where I look at all the lineup, because like I said, from 21, Meg, Doja Cat, Flume, side piece of the Do Lab, for goodness sakes. I mean, we're going to have people there that I know we're gonna bring it.
Yeah. I'm excited for Doja. I don't care what anyone says. I like Doja. Doja.
Doja's a beautiful woman, right?
She's
there
a beautiful
amazing
woman.
Talent.
Hopefully, she brings the beautiful women.
Indeed.
Hopefully, she brings the beautiful women.
Yes, indeed. We just want to socialize and dance.
Just
something light, people. Just something light.
That's the vibe right there. That's the vibe we're going for.
Yeah, man, and so that's kind of like the biggest thing. Like I said, is him, But man, I'm excited. We have everything set up.
Yeah.
Airbnb squared away. You
excited to see our guy Harry Styles in his dress up there?
Oh, Mr. Harry, no sir. I don't believe I'll be attending that. For all the ladies and all the guys out there that will be attending it.
Good for y'all.
Yeah, party.
We're gonna be in the Sahara tent.
Catch us in the Sahara.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the Sahara tent for that one.
Oh man, that's great, brother. Like I said, this is our pre-Coachella cast right now. Once we get through the madness and survive.
Let's talk about the madness, because like me and you've been talking about Coachella for a while now, and I'm looking at it, and it's like I think we have our goals, we have our expectations coming with it, man. I already told you, like, I'm a single guy. I'm out here going to Coachella. Mm-hmm. Coachella brings people from all around the world, all around the world.
Yes.
So like, I'm just saying, like, if I can find some nice little foreign thing there, then, link up.
A little foreign thing,
like some European or some like. Shit, I'll take a Russian. Shit. Brazilian, South American. Fuck, Africa, give me something, man. Something a little different. Don't get me wrong, I love I love SoCal, but let me get a taste a little bit something different. So
I mean, look, brother, we just gotta speak it into existence.
Hey, right? I've been speaking into existence. What about you, Shiloh? Are we gonna be in scary hours for Chiron? Is Chiron gonna be in scary hours?
Lord. I can neither confirm nor deny scary hours, but I will say that yes, Chiron will be very active.
Chiron will be active.
He will be very active.
Actually, we gotta get Reg on here. We're my boy Reg. He's a trainer here with me. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we got that game plan going, right?
We got a whole setup, everyone. So this is This is going to be a great weekend. It's going to be a blessing. Like I said, I'm just praying for everybody that's even going, that hears this, that everybody's safe, hydrated, and that just always make sure, you put everybody first here when you go through.
Yeah, I'll say, have some common sense. Speaking of someone else that's supposed to be on the podcast, let's talk about Eric.
The king.
Hey, so I actually had I was talking with one of my clients, and she was like, do you feel like there's anyone that's going to get like super blackout or just die? And I was like, you know what? I think it's like I have my money on Jew. I was like, if there's going to be anybody, our friend Jordan, we call him Jew because he's Jewish, Jew boy. Mm-hmm. I was like,
self-named.
Yeah, self-named. Self-named, but also like we've known him since middle school. He's always been Jew boy. So.
Yes, indeed.
I have my money on him. Okay. I have my money on him, but then I talked to Eric last night, and now my money's on Eric. My money's on Eric.
Yeah. So we have a nice group everyone going. We have about 8 to 9 people, and we kind of were just talking about who would be the first to black out. If anybody knows
if anyone's dying,
that parties, if you got your squad, there's those 1 or 2 people. Maybe it's you. That
it used to be me. It used to be me. I've gotten better. It used to be me.
So it's like we all know those people that of course, when they go out, they just don't know how to act.
They go hard in the motherfucking paint.
And rightfully so. It's vacation. So anyway, John has his money on Mr. Eric Martinez, and so do I. That man, he's getting swifty, but he's also the one that is in charge of the schedule and where the heck we're going. So
it's gonna be fun.
We need to take a screenshot of that.
Yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we do.
Oh man, so that's gonna wrap up our Coachella week expectations and kind of mindset going in. We're gonna check in on all that next week.
Oh yeah, man, we're gonna have this is what we expect, and then next week will be the the recap of what happened.
We'll just call it the aftermath.
We'll either be very, very happy, mildly content, or we could be very disappointed.
Oh.
So the reactions are gonna be nice on that.
Yes, indeed.
But
all right, brother, we're going to go ahead and transition over to sports with the latest news on Deebo Samuels and then a lot of these wide receivers, man. While I was in the car driving over, I saw that Adam Schefter was just reporting that of course, with Deebo Samuels, one of the factors that, of course, may be, because, everybody's speculating the contract and everything else, but he said that, quite frankly, Deebo just wants to be closer to home. He's a South Carolina boy. DeAndre Hopkins, a Carolina boy as well. They just posted on social media together. But
if that's really the case, man, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, my question to you is, brother, what's your take on the cultural shift that we're having now, just within sports, like within football, in regards to these players, that they're asking for these contract extensions, not waiting for their contract to be over, but asking it, a year left on the deal, whatever, trying to get their compensation for the work they've done. How you feel about that?
I get it. I think the NFL is a short life period. Like, if you look at any other sport, you only have NBA. You can get like 3 or 4 contracts if you're like an all-star player. Like, you can get a good 3 or 4 contracts. Mm-hmm. MLB, you're usually getting paid 6, 8, 10-year contracts if you're a freaking great player. Mm-hmm. And the NFL, like, let's look at it realistically. Like, unless you're a quarterback, these contracts are like 2-3 years at max. So I think a lot of these guys are trying to capitalize, like, when they're playing like lights out. Like, let's look at it like Deebo Samuels had a freaking great year last year. Let's look at Jordan Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Like, those guys had freaking top tier, freaking level contracts, and it's like, hey, nothing's promised, nothing's given. So I think these agents, and rightfully so, because all I'm going to say is this: the NFL getting a bunch of money. You got Apple TV trying to get the rights to NFL Sunday Ticket, paying a whole bunch of money for that. You just have Amazon that just bought Thursday Night Football. They're streaming that.
Wow.
Yeah, so NFL is making money. So what does that mean? That means there's going to be more money to give. The cap is going to go up. There's going to be more money distributed in the next coming years. So, like, if I'm a player that's relatively young, I'm going to be like, if I'm negotiating a contract now, like, let's not play bullshit. Like, if I'm talking to the GM or I'm talking to the front office, I'm like, let's not bullshit around. Like, we know the cap's going to go up. We know there's going to be more money on the table. Like, give me this contract now, where I'm still playing hot, where I'm good. Like, I still have a good couple of years, because in 2 or 3 years, like, who's to say I plan on being the same player, but if I'm not the same player, like, what if freaking, like, Jamar Chase will probably be making, if Tyreek is making $30 million, I'm going to say Jamar Chase will probably be, by 2024, 2025, will probably be making like $35 to $40 million. Wide receiver money.
Yeah, I see that trend.
Yeah, I see that happening. So it's just like, as a player right now, I'm having a freaking great couple of years here. Like, I was the focal point of the offense. Like, pay me how I'm supposed to be paid. Like, don't expect any kind of, like, discount. Don't expect any kind of, like, oh, like, this is just what the cap is. Like, this is what you have. Like, no, like, you can make money work. Mm-hmm. You can make money work. Like, look at the freaking Rams. Mm-hmm. You can make money work.
Yes,
it's
sir.
Upfront money you can make work. But that also look at, like, Cooper Kupp, man. There's some guys that just, they want to be in the right place and the right fit. So, if what you're saying true about Deebo is want to go back, be closer back to home, getting closer back to the roots, and I mean, it's just interesting. But I'll say these agents have done well, giving the players more leverage when it comes to negotiation, when it comes to contracts, when it comes to getting them paid. And I think that we're seeing a shift in that now is like, you look at the contracts that are going out to wide receivers this year, like Devontae, Tyreek, Christian Kirk. Stupid money,
Kirk.
Christian Kirk,
the
stupid
man,
money.
The man that changed it all. So shout out to Christian Kirk's agent. You are the one that has now shifted the tide for all wide receiver money. So congratulations.
But to be fair, like that was a domino that definitely fell. But like this is nothing new. Like if you look at quarterbacks, like essentially if you have the fit to be like a number one like player, like you have numbers that back up being like a number one quarterback, you're gonna get paid. Like Kirk Cousins has been doing this shit for years. Like let's be Kirk Cousins. Let's go. Kirk Cousins. He ain't a horrible player, but like he is Aaron Rodgers. He's not Pat Mahomes. He's not freaking
Josh Allen.
Yeah. But yeah, like he got that contract is because like in the NFL, like if you have some degree of being able to put a team to win, like you're going to make money. You're going to make money. I don't know who would do. How do you feel about it? Like I said, we have 3 wide receivers: Deebo, AJ Brown, DK, Scary
Terry, man. To be honest, these guys need to get paid now. I love your point about shelf life. That's always the biggest thing when it comes to NFL that people understand. It is the most physical sport. It is the most taxing sport. So in my eyes, and especially for Deebo's case, man, they had him at wide back. That's what he self-proclaimed himself. And now it's speculated he just wants to be a true number one wide receiver. If you watched the Niner football last year, which I did being a Rams fan, and of course crying during the regular season because I lost all my friendly wagers and everything else to losing to them. You know that man is the lifeline of the Niners. He made their offense move when he needed tough yards. He'll get it when he made the tough catch. His yards after catch is absolutely amazing. I think he led the NFL in it. So for me personally, I believe Deebo needs to get paid dang near Tyreek money. I mean, to be honest, Tyreek's making 30, Devontae's at 28, D-Hop 27, Stephon Diggs at 24. He's for sure better than DJ Moore. DJ Moore's at 20 mil a year.
Yeah.
So in my eyes,
that 25-30 million range. I feel like that's where Deebo's at 25-30 million range.
That's what I truly believe, and for me personally, that's why Deebo, I have no problem with him, especially out of the 4 wide receivers named, he is the number one to where he deserves that almost Tyreek money. DK Metcalf, I like him. I do, like I said, being a Rams fan, I know his potential, that Julio Jones type of build and potential, but he needs to break out. He needs to have one of those definitive seasons to where you say, that guy it's not about potential anymore. Like that guy has arrived, So we're waiting on him for that. And then of course, Scary Terry's the Commanders' offense, So that man's gonna be warranted at least a 20 mil range as well.
You think so? It's sad to say. I'll say this. I think. Market value, when I say market value, I feel like where you play and like your star credibility, like what plays a role in that. And like I'm not saying he can't do it, but I just feel like because like we know Terry McLaurin, but like how many of the casual fans know who he is because he plays for the Commanders? Okay. So I feel like that's a guy that's going to be like a 22 to like 24 million range guy.
Oh, so kind of like a DJ Moore as type of guy to where like he's talented. DJ Moore has put up the numbers, so it's not like he's a scrub.
Like I look at Terry, like I look at Keenan Allen in a sense. Like Keenan Allen's if you watch and follow football, like Keenan Allen's a dog. Ball. You know he's good. But like if you ask a casual fan, they're not going to be like, oh, like who's that? Like he's just another guy, and it's because it's Mark Warren. Not being as competitive as we've been the past couple of years, but like. That dude could play, and his contract kind of reflects like where he's at as far as like the totem pole of receivers. I feel like, and like it's sad but true. But like the bigger market you are, like the more you're on prime time, the more people are seeing you. Like you're gonna be a bigger star.
Okay,
you're gonna be a bigger star. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but I feel like Terry's gonna be like a 22, maybe 25 million guy.
Awesome. So real quick before we transition over to another sport that, of course, is in playoff mode. Out of the 3 or 4 potential guys, like I said, Deebo, Scary Terry, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Which one is more likely to be traded this offseason? If all four were to hold out, not get their extensions, which team do you believe would make that trade with the high depth we have in this draft class?
That's the key part right there. Is like this is where they're at a disadvantage. Like this probably is the year that you want to do a holdout or you want to try to miss time or activities because like it's not the short shelf life. Like the next best thing can come any single time, and like I'm actually gonna share a theory with you guys. So I look at it this way, like it's a young man's sport. As sad as I want to say it, the young man's sport, and all these guys are still relatively young. But this wide receiver draft class, I feel like it's just so deep. And I'm not gonna say every single person is gonna be a superstar, and I think we said this in the last podcast, like if some of these guys get the right fit on the right team, they're gonna put up numbers. And it's all about money at the end of the day. So, like, if I have a guy that is 2, 3, 4 years younger, I don't have to pay him as much, and he's doing the same thing as you, then yeah, I would say for these wide receivers, I would say tread lightly. But I think out of all 4 of those guys, I think it's Deebo. It's Deebo for sure. If Deebo really wants to get traded, I think Deebo will get traded, and I think he's a good enough talent that where a team will pay for him. Or DK, and I just think like you said, DK has so much potential just to be the intangible. They're like DK has something you just can't teach. That you can't teach. You're not trading for the skill set. You're trading for like this guy. If we put him in with the offense, like bro, you put that guy with Rodgers. Think about if you put DK with Aaron Rodgers, what he'll be able to do.
Ball.
Yeah, put him with Pat. If you put him with Pat,
okay,
ridiculous. Like
the jump balls will be going crazy. Jump balls going crazy.
But to share my little theory, I was talking with Clint the other day. We were talking about the Chargers draft, and a lot of the mock drafts right now have us taking like Chris Olave out of Ohio State, and he was like, "Man, we don't need Chris Olave out of Ohio State." I was like, "We don't need him," but I'll sit here and say this, and my preference, I'm saying, if I can get a receiver in this draft, and I hope he falls to us, it's gonna be Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams, I've watched that man's tape. I've watched the way he route runs. I've watched the way he freaking beats corners. And I'm not going to say he's going to be this player, but the type of usage and weapon he could be another Tyreek. He could be another Tyreek. And I was like, if the Chargers get a guy like that and have him on our offense, like him and Herbert are going to kill it. But this is where I say it's like one of those things where we just signed Mike Williams to a brand new contract.
Yep.
Much as I love Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, I think, has 1 more year after this year on his contract. It's like if you go get a young wide receiver and he's freaking balling out, he has that skill set. It's like as good as Keenan Allen is, it's like it's a young man's sport.
He could be expendable.
He could be expendable, exactly. So like that's kind of what I looked about it. Is like at the end of the day, like I love Keenan, but if we go get freaking Jameson Williams and him and Herbert just tear up the freaking league, then I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad.
I like that, brother. Yeah, for me personally, man, I feel like to your point, just going back to the original question about which player is most likely to be traded out of the 4 that have 1 year left on their contract, and I'm 100% with you. It's not just because I'm living in the prison of the moment with Deebo. It's just the fact that. Once a guy like him says he's done, I truly believe that he's done. That there's nothing to repair that relationship. AJ Brown is the Tennessee Titans receiving core. literally, we can't bring up a name. Maybe Josh Reynolds. I think he's still there, but besides that, he is that guy. He had an injury-riddled season last year. So coming off that, I can see why the team is a little bit reluctant to hold off on a contract, make him prove it. But I believe he stays. I believe DK stays, even though they're in rebuild mode. I would personally, of course, I know they just re-signed Tyler Lockett, but I would trade him before trading DK Metcalf, just off of potential and the fact that, like I said, within this draft class, Seattle could go get them a wide receiver, in the second round that can make up for Tyler Lockett, who I know very well to be a great wide receiver. and then finally with Scary Terry, like I've told you before, he is the Commanders' offense, so I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. So Deebo, yeah, he's gonna be on the move one way or another. Excited to see where he goes.
And I know, I'll kind of tag along what you said. I think it's not so much on the team's willingness to trade, but I think it's depending on other teams, on what they're willing to give up. And I feel like a team like the Jets, maybe a team like, well, Miami already did it, but like, like a team like the Jets, maybe like
a high draft capital.
Maybe like the Saints, like a team like the Saints that they need a weapon.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to give up a first. I mean, we already saw with Tyreek, Devontae established. Even though Deebo,
the Chiefs, the Chiefs have draft capital now.
True.
They have draft capital.
The Chiefs can go ahead and flip one of their first and a second over to the Niners to get a nice value. They can mess around.
So I don't think it's not so much like teams willing to trade them away, but it's like if I get a deal for a player that I get freaking, whether it's a first or two and a second, it's like kind of really turn that down, especially with how this wide receiver class is built, and sit here and say like, oh, like I'm gonna turn that down. So I think that's gonna be the big factor is like how much our team can be willing to give for these guys. I don't think the 49ers or Seahawks want to get rid of either guy, but it's like if they don't want to be there and I can get this return for it, why not?
Yeah, man, there's a lot going on. I'm thankful. I'm happy that football is never away. It's never truly away, and that's the reason why to me, it's one of the best sports, and this is the craziest off season in NFL history, in a lot of people's eyes, especially analysts. So we'll go ahead and catch up on that next week. See if there's any more developments.
Yep.
Now, finally. Before we end the segment, we have one more. We have one more segment, which is the NBA playoffs, man. I mean, we've seen a lot of outcomes these past, this first round, and just tying into it. Well, what's your reaction, bro? Especially to some of these losses, like Brooklyn losing down 0-2 already.
I mean, I'm not really surprised by Brooklyn. Like, they were just a team that they haven't really spent a lot of time playing together during the regular season. And it's like when you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie, like you always have a chance to win. But if there's a team and you're playing the freaking Celtics, who have guys that have been playing with each other for years. So like these guys know each other. So it's like when you have that commodity and you have that relationship there, like there's a little room for error. And we're seeing it. It's not so much like that these teams, like Brooklyn was leading at one point.
Yep.
But then it's like when you start to like break down, you start to make those little mental lapses, little mental judgment for not playing or not recognizing it. That's how you lose a game. So I look at it from Brooklyn's standpoint, like it's just tough. Like that team has gone through so much up and down. Kyrie in and out of the lineup, KD in and out of the lineup, Ben Simmons being traded there and they hadn't played a game yet.
Close Simmons.
Yeah, Blake Griffin being out. Who's the good dude that retired that came back?
Andre. No. I'm so sorry. LaMarcus
Aldridge. Like having these guys now the lineup, man. Like it's tough to play competitive playoff basketball when you don't have that familiarity. So I look at it that way. I mean, what the 76ers are doing to freaking Toronto. That's it's Joel Embiid's coming out party. I mean, not to say he hasn't come out already, but like. People are always throwing that shade or throwing that hate towards Embiid, not MVP or not MVP candidate, and the dude's coming out and showing up.
He is balling.
Yeah.
He's showing everybody, look, I'm not only the MVP of the regular season, I'm going to mess around and be the MVP of these playoffs.
Yeah.
He's dominating. He remembers. Because remember the last time he actually played in Toronto in the playoffs was that Kawhi shot, one of the greatest shots in playoff history. So he has a lot of bad taste in his mouth, and what a nice little full circle it was for him to hit that game winner the other night versus them. It's just one of those things where you see the story unfolding. You see James Harden distributing more, not being like as assertive as much, which is fine. You're getting everybody into the flow of game. Tobias Harris is always hot and cold, but if you can get that man on a nice hot streak, he's gonna ball. He's gonna be worth all the money they have. So
your boy Danny Green.
Danny Green, man. Let me tell you the truth about him. But congratulations, Danny Green. I know he moved up, I think, on the all-time 3-point list.
Yeah, he did.
Slot. So good job to him. But overall, I'm personally not surprised by the 3-0 lead that Philly's built because, unfortunately, in the playoffs, a lot of commentators, analysts, from Stephen A. and all the other ones, they say the playoffs in essence is a battle of nutrition more than anything else, and the Toronto had Scotty Barnes getting nicked up. They've had
a lot of injuries these playoffs, man. A lot of injuries. So that's where I feel like a lot of things are shifting.
A lot, but like I said, man. So pretty much to me for that series, we're going to be getting the broom out for them. The Toronto's going to get swept.
Yeah,
so
I can see it.
A little value.
Does that mean Nick Nurse coming to Lakers?
I hope he's a literal great coach. Man. Yeah. He's respected around the league. Different sources have of course stated that players have could come out with Nick Nurse. So that'll be a great one, man. Yeah. That'll be a great one.
And we got the Bucks and Bulls. And
what a series!
That's a tough series. Milton just went out. So
DeRozan, man. Let me say that man's name again. DeRozan, the 41 burger, just to let him know. Has some cheese, he had everything on the side. But yeah, man, he went off in that series. Yesterday's game was just proving that when Chicago is healthy and they're locked down, making their shots, they're just different.
Yeah.
They're a team that can give Milwaukee that hassle. Now, of course, I still have Milwaukee winning the series because I'm just a humongous Giannis fan. I love, going back to you about how teams that have been each other with each other for years, they have that, they have that camaraderie, they have that cohesiveness to where when the playoff crunch time comes, they do not fold.
Yeah.
And of course, last night they came back. But in the end, when you're as efficient as DeMar DeRozan was, when you have Caruso, we miss you in LA, Caruso.
The Caruso
playing defense. Chicago is great. Has always been a fun team, but I really feel like Chicago is going to take Milwaukee to 7 games. If Chicago keeps that same outlook, the same playbook, everything there, they're going to take Milwaukee to 7 games, and then I see Giannis ending it for them with a nice about a 30, 10, and 8 game. Just call it a day.
That ain't bad. Let's go over the West. The West is kind of been all over the place.
West Coast.
Yeah.
West Coast.
Well, we got Memphis and Minnesota. I know Memphis just put a smacking on them. 124 to 92.
Mm-hmm.
A playoff game,
something like that. Yeah,
Minnesota got that first game, so you got to come back and respond like that.
They're a young team, and they got punched in the mouth. Point blank and simple. Minnesota has that dog mentality. Shout out to Pat Bev. We're bringing that in with them. They have a few of the veterans.
I am going to shout Pat Bev on this podcast. I am going to shout Pat Bev.
I mean, he's a little menace to society, but I feel like that's the best. That's what makes the NBA the best when you have guys like Pat Bev.
Yeah, guys who love to hit the villains.
Yes. The guys that are just dogs defensively, and that's why I like guys that, okay, you're not a good scorer, but I need you to go out there and just be a menace. Go out there.
As Russell Westbrook says, I just need you to go move around.
Mm-hmm. Go earn your menace to society badge, just like on NBA 2K, and just hound. And he does that. He brought that mentality. You see it with D'Lo, the way they walk and talk. You see it with Cat. Cat has always had that. It's just a matter of being consistent and being dominant and showing it all year long. And shout out to Cat. He's been great. But yeah, Memphis locked it down yesterday. I believe they have the best total squad, meaning that from 1 to 10, they all can contribute, they all can score, they all can do everything together.
Yeah.
But I feel like that experience is going to be either their Achilles heel or their inexperience will help fuel them because they're not worried about anything else besides just trying to finish the job. So that's what I feel for that series. And then I feel like really the outcome from what I see here in this dogfight, for now, I'm going to say that Minnesota may come up with an upset of winning this series of 4-2.
Really?
Yes. I'm gonna roll with Minnesota with this one. I just feel like Cat and we'll just take over, man.
He can't do what he did on Tuesday.
Yeah,
you can't do what he did on Tuesday.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you can't have more games like you can't have more games like I'm not gonna say that because Minnesota is one of those teams that always have been up and down like that. They'll look like a freaking NBA Finals contender. And the next week they'll look like they're ready to go freaking play for the lottery. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but I Minnesota.
That's to be seen.
That's to be seen. What we got? Dallas and Utah. Other series.
If Luka comes back, this series is over.
Yeah,
that's my take.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
They've been in a dogfight. These young scrappers on Dallas, man. They out there.
Brunson.
They're playing for Luka.
Brunson 41-2.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, that series, that's just how simple that series is to me. If Luka comes back by game 4 or 5, this series is over. Because
unless he has any kind of limitations, I mean, if Luka's Luka, I agree. I think they take that series.
And it's just so tragic for Utah. You get Rudy Gobert. You have Conley, who isn't the Conley of Memphis anymore. Not even close. He's just running around collecting a check. Rudy Gobert is still Rudy Gobert, defensively with the rebounds, but he's not as offensive dominant. Rudy's not going to go get you 30,
I'll say this. When I was watching the game the other day, like, Donovan Mitchell was having a bad game, and they still managed to win. So, like, there's some stuff there, but, like, there's not a lot. There's not, like, offensively, there's not a lot to be desired. Like, if Donovan Mitchell's not hot, it's really easy to kind of shut them down. I'll say that.
Yeah. I truly believe that, man. And like I said, I love Donovan Mitchell, but unfortunately, Utah will lose and Donovan Mitchell will request a trade. Yeah. I truly believe that because how many times does this man in the playoffs, like we saw against the Denver series, literally him and Jamal Murray going absolutely just back and forth a while back and lose.
Yeah.
Him come back out, again. Ball out. Lose.
We'll see. No, we'll have to see how that one plays out.
And
let's look at Suns and Pelicans.
Suns and Pelicans.
Man.
Brandon out. Ingram.
Yeah, and D-Book's out.
The young Slim Reaper. We miss you in LA. Buddy. But
I'm happy for him.
He showed on one of the biggest stages why Laker fans, when we saw him, when we were rooting for him, and everything else, we saw this coming. To me personally, as a Lakers fan, this doesn't surprise us.
It doesn't surprise me. This is what I'll say about this. I don't think Brandon Ingram gets to become the player that he is, though, if he's still on Lakers.
That's true.
I don't think he becomes that player, regardless if it's LeBron or not LeBron. I don't think he becomes that player. I think there's some turmoil in that organization.
Oh yeah.
That it's a good thing we have a guy like LeBron and AD that already established stars that kind of already had those skills to that experience to be foundational. Because if we didn't, it would be bad. It would be bad.
It would be horrible.
Yeah, but no, I mean, Pelicans are looking good. A young squad.
I love that they took the game 2.
Yeah.
Them taking the game 2 not only shook up a lot of people. Of course, we're saying Suns in 4.
Why just look at the Suns now, though? Like, if D-Book's out, like, is that it? Is that a wrap? Because they said he might be in the rest of the series.
This is my thing. With D-Book out, I don't know if they have a guy that can replace I believe his points game should have around 25 to 24.
You're gonna ask Chris Paul, 37 years old?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To go be the number 1 scoring option, which I'm saying he still can do. But even though with his injury history, how long is that gonna last for?
you're going to push that man's hamstrings to oblivion.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So to answer your question, I believe that the Pelicans will split their series home at home. So it's going to be 2-2 going back to Phoenix. Devin Booker will return by then. So, but I believe that's going to be about Game 5 maybe. But
I don't know. They're saying that the MCL sprain. It's the MCL sprain. Yeah, that's tough.
Ooh, yeah. If
it's do or die, I think he plays. But it's tough.
Everything wants me to point to the Pelicans, kind of getting that series.
But I mean, the Suns are so good.
But I can't just look at Monty Williams and the amazing coach he is and say that, definitively they'll be out.
Yeah.
I'd say that right now with D-Book out, the Suns should win the series in 7.
Okay.
I believe that the series goes to 7.
I can agree with that.
Because with D-Book out,
I can agree with that.
Definitely. And then I believe we have one of the last ones.
It's Nuggets and Warriors, and Warriors, man,
Sweep.
They got their new death lineup.
Sweep.
They got I think it was like the 3 G's or something like that, or the 3 something, because 3 guards.
3 G's,
yeah.
OGs, 03 Greedo, I don't care what it is, man. Those boys are balling. They're sweeping Jokic, and Jokic is going to just go back, sit on the couch, be thankful for the season he had because he balled out, man. He carried that Denver squad, but you can only carry a team so much when you don't have the help. And it's not his fault. We all understand, his other 2 big, the other 2 of the big 3, Jamal Murray and Porter, they're not there. And
just can't stay healthy, man.
And that's always been his problem.
Just can't stay healthy.
And the best ability, the best ability is availability.
That is very correct. So you got the Warriors taking that?
Sweeping.
Yep, sweeping.
Sweeping a nice good old broom.
Sweep. All right, I think we hit all those on the nail.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
going to be exciting times.
Yeah. So
I think by the time next week, some of those series should be wrapped up. So we'll see how correct we are or how right we are.
Yes. Indeed.
Actually, the one thing I didn't want to talk about though too, because I feel like it's getting a lot of heat, is Kyrie. So he's been getting a lot of hate, a lot of backlash because he's playing back in Celtics. We know how that ended with him leaving, requesting his trade. What do you think about the interaction?
The interactions? Look, me personally, I understand the professionalism side. So of course, flipping the bird, like that type of stuff, I get it. Yeah. But a little trash talk back to the fans, I love that.
I do too.
I love that.
I think that's what you go there for.
Yeah.
I'll say, especially Boston. We know how hostile Boston can be. Like, if you're going there and you're talking shit and talking trash to an athlete, you want that fucking engagement back.
Yeah,
you want that engagement back. Like, yeah, fuck this guy. No, fuck you. What?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
The great, so for Kyrie to me, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I want that because that's what makes people tune in more. That's that fire I need to see is a player that is hated by by a fan base or whatever. Because yes,
I think he's universally hated. I feel like a lot of people are being really negative on Kyrie. I think just with everything how Kyrie's been his whole career, he's not the most well-liked guy in the NBA. So I think the media will take their shots at him for anything.
Of course.
Stephen A. despises that man.
I know. He despises him over his vaccination, calling him selfish. Which, by the way, Kyrie Irving, I stand with you, man. I applaud you for standing up because look what it's done. And people need to see the big picture. So say Kyrie wasn't there for his team. We as individuals have morals. We have our standings in life that if you don't have a foundation, because it's very easy, especially within our modern society, for people to shift, to go with the crowd, to go with what's easiest in life. Mm-hmm. But we've seen that with real, pavers of the world, people that really want to make change, that have a platform to make change. Kyrie set an example for millions of Americans out there who couldn't do what he did. Because guess why? The average American has to get a job and has to work to feed their families. They don't have the luxury of standing out of their job because they got millions in the bank and everything else to where, okay, this sucks that I'm not playing. I'm not getting as much money. but I'm sustained.
Yeah.
He was doing something that proved to the eyes of the average American worker, thank you, Kyrie. Thank you for standing up.
Yeah.
You were a voice that, hey, look, I unfortunately had to get the shot due to this. You know, you had people just in peculiar situations, and for that situation, Kyrie, I commend you. Yeah. And now look, he's out here, he's balling.
Having a freaking Ramadan fasting.
Yeah, he was having a Ramadan fast.
I'll touch base on that. Like, I think we were talking about this with Duran yesterday, and we were doing pro recovery. But like, hey, he makes his money. At the end of the day, we should have the ability to make a choice. Like, he dealt with the consequences. It wasn't like, yeah, he was sitting here complaining. I'm like, oh, well, I can't play. No, like, he sat out the games. He played when he could and did what he had to do. And I mean, it's simple as that. We're all people. We all have free will. We have free choice. If he really wanted to play, he would have got the vaccination. If he really believed in what he was doing and didn't want to get it and made that choice, I ain't mad about it. Yep. He's out here playing now. He's out here doing his thing. Yeah, cool.
He is the biggest villain in Boston right now.
Oh, in Boston now.
In Boston, yeah. That's my personal opinion. I believe that the best villain in the league right now, because that's something, of course, I want to get at you before we leave here. We'll quick with the minute left. Who is your greatest villain in the league right now? Mine personally, to keep it nice, short, and sweet, is my boy Ice Trae. Ice Trae is the best villain right now. He is the owner of the New York Knicks.
I just like Trae.
He's the owner of Charlotte. That man, and like I said, you know, we didn't get to their predictions for their game as well or earlier on in the segment, but
I watched that series. That series was bad.
I don't believe they get swept, but of course, if he doesn't shine, especially coming back home, then it is what it is for them. But in regards to being the villain, he's just the best, dude. That New York series.
I like Trae. Like, when I think villain, I think of someone that like just like where LeBron was a villain years ago. Like wherever LeBron went, like LeBron. Miami LeBron, KD villain. Mm-hmm. I'll say KD to an extent is still villain today, but the media loves him, so
yeah,
ain't that. But like,
burner account.
Yeah, villain, actual villain. That's tough. That's really tough. I would say it might be Kyrie. It really might be Kyrie.
Mm.
Cause I'm looking at it and I'm like, who gets really criticized like heavy?
I mean, Pat Bev technically.
Yeah, but Pat Bev ain't a superstar. No, he ain't a superstar. Pat Bev does what he does, but he ain't
not a superstar.
Yeah, like I'm talking about someone that like is just a polarizing figure. It ain't Giannis. Maybe Joel Embiid. People love to hate on Joel Embiid.
People love to hate on Joel Embiid. People love to hate on LeBron.
Yeah, that's universal though. Yeah. Like that's just universal. Like I think LeBron's at that point of his career, like where like people are gonna hate him, but like I think people are now just appreciating like, all right, like this is he's older now, like and he's still playing at a high level. Like, what can you do? I know like freaking Skip, number one hater will still be on his ass, but yeah, that's tough. But all right, cool. I think that was a good little segment of everything that we did. How you feeling?
I'm feeling literally ecstatic. You know, the words can't express how much, you know, because right now we're going to get this workout in.
Oh, yeah, this man got some arms and abs coming in, trying to get right for Coachella. Hey, we're going to do some pictures today. You're going to see the Chiron experience, the Chiron transformation. That's what we're going to call it.
I love that.
The Chiron experience. Shot Smooth. The Shot Smooth experience.
Yes, indeed. The name says it all. But yeah, brother, we're very excited, you know, just for us as friends, as family to go together to experience this wonderful journey, you know, at Coachella. Like I said, shout out to everybody going. Please stay hydrated. Please make sure that, you know, you're with people, that if you are a woman, please go with good company. Please, you know, society nowadays, it's just ruthless. We can never be too comfortable or too friendly with just anybody. So please just be aware, everybody, and if not, just know that Chiron Security will be there. Chiron Security will be there. It will be all on the way if you need it. If you're by yourself and you see me, all you gotta do is touch my shoulder and say, "Hey, look, I just gotta come rock with you," and you're with the squad now. You're part of the family.
Chiron Security got you.
Yeah, So yes, indeed, everybody. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this podcast. This is the Pre-Chella podcast.
The Pre-Chella.
Yes,
so the next time when you hear from us, we're either going to be in really good spirits or bad spirits.
Yes.
The weekend will dictate that. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to the Sendacast. We will see you guys next week.
See you later.